Hey guys, it's Jan. I'm back. So I'm showing you real quickly what I'm making for dinner tonight. It is shrimp and yellow rice, and this is how I do it. So what I do is I buy shrimp at Costco. It's already cleaned. I buy it frozen. It's raw. It's not cooked, but it does have the tails on, so I do have to take the tails off. But what I do for this recipe is just basically defrost them, remove the tails, and make sure they're really clean, dry them off, salt and pepper them, and then put them in a pan with garlic flavored olive oil, which is my oil that I use pretty much most of the time, and a pat of butter. So that's the stage I'm at right now. So what I need to do right now is just stir these around, and this is a recipe that goes really quickly because you can see a lot of these are getting really nice and cooked. So you got to just make sure that these are all, kind of flat, making sure that everything is getting the heat and cooking. You don't want to overcook the shrimp that are already pink on one side. And you want to really just kind of distribute this around your pan and just make sure that a lot of them are getting cooked and getting cooked evenly. Okay, so I'm going to just turn them over and get the other sides that weren't done. But I'm not going to worry about that too much because it's still going to cook evenly. Right now I need to add the onion, which is just minced onion. Chopped up some onion. I have some cherry tomatoes, and that's my little bit of garlic, which I'm going to put in last because I don't want it to burn. So just grabbing a handful of onion. I don't really need all of this. And then just putting that in there and letting that soften with the shrimp. I'm telling you, this is something you can do really, really quickly. And it's delicious too. Letting that cook for a minute. And what I'm going to do to further along the raw onion in its cooking is adding a little bit of white wine. I'm going to turn up the heat now just to burn that alcohol off. So now I turned it up. Okay, so that's going to get going to a nice little bit of a boil. And then I'm also going to add to this some chicken stock. This is homemade chicken stock. And this is going to be my sauce. So now with the heat high, that's going to cook. It's going to come to a nice boil. Let me move back a little bit so you can see that. And then we just mix everything together. So you can see you created a nice sauce from the butter that was already in there and the wine and the chicken stock. And that's really the basis of a lot of good sauces. So we're going to let that come to a boil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the tomatoes. This is so delicious, and I might even actually have a little bit of this tonight. I know Nick doesn't really like shrimp. My daughter does like it, but she has to be in the mood for it. So you can see that's going to come to a boil, and you really don't want to let it boil too long because then you're going to overcook your shrimp. So we mix this together. I don't have any parsley. That would be the finishing touch. So that I'm not going to be able to add tonight. It would be nice for a touch of green. I mean, I can add a touch of oregano, but that's really going to be more for flavor. It's not going to be more for presentation. Although parsley does have a nice flavor. It does impart a really nice flavor. So since I already salt and peppered the shrimp, I'm not going to go crazy with it, but what I am going to do right now is, if I can, open with one hand, add a little crushed red pepper, just for a little heat, but not too much. Just a little bit. And then maybe add just a touch more salt, but again, that's to taste. Okay, you can see I'm going to turn that flame down because the worst thing you can have is overcooked shrimp. Turn it down just a little bit. And then the very last thing I'm going to do is add a little bit of minced garlic. So you could see how quickly this went. I mean, this is all of 4 minutes, and really the hardest part in a dish like this is just defrosting the shrimp and making the rice. So that is it, pretty much done. I'm just going to let the alcohol burn off, which wasn't a lot to begin with, and then I'm going to add it with yellow rice. So the yellow rice was by the package, just by the package instructions. It was 1 2/3 cups of water and a tablespoon of olive oil. Add the rice and just turn it down to a low boil, and then just let that cook. And then you pretty much saw everything that I did here with the exception of prepping the shrimp. So it was really easy. Just saute the shrimp in salt and pepper and olive oil and butter, and just adding some minced onion, adding some wine, which is always optional, adding a little chicken stock, which I would suggest because that's going to be the basis of your sauce, or at least water, A little more salt and pepper if you want. I added some red pepper. And that's pretty much it. So I'm going to turn this off. This is pretty much done. I don't want it to overcook. And then what I will do later on is, when I'm ready, I will plate this up with some yellow rice and then just take some of the shrimp and put it on top. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoy this, and I hope you try this because it's really so simple. So even though I didn't have anything defrosted today, I just defrosted the shrimp in a bowl of cold water, which was that bowl over there, and just did everything within, 5-8 minutes. So that's it, guys. Hope you enjoy this, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.